Hey guys, it's John down in the workshop, messing around on a Saturday night with a new item I got today. Got this off of eBay. Paid $15 for it. You can hear a BB rolling around in there, so I've already tried it. But this is a Daisy 102. To be more specific, it's the Daisy Heddon. Some say Heddon, I say Heddon. 102 came off of eBay. Like I said, bought it for $15 for parts, and I have hopes of restoring this gun to working condition again for my grandson. I've got one other 102 up here on the rack just above us. I gave a similar treatment. We're going to try this one as well. It's a crusty, rusty model. Got some issues. We've got a non-functioning trigger. We do have the Daisy lever. Um, Wobble stock. I suspect the nub is broken. We've got a lot of rust going on the back side here. Some strange bolts, or screws I should say, on both sides. I did put a couple BBs in there and holding the spring to engage the sear. I did get one shot off, and we have 17 feet per second, 1-7. And judging by the sound that it makes, the slap sound, I think that the abutment seal is riding on the plunger assembly. And I thought I'd do a quick disassembly on this gun and see if we can't figure it out together. I got a couple of tools ready. Whoops, let's try that all over again. Here we go. The gun, I believe, is a 1970s model, just based on a couple of things I see that lend to that theory. Uh, One being it's a bottle cap. Uh, Two, plastic stock, which means it's made after the 50s. Right here on the just above the lever, you can see where it had a little medallion, and those were used primarily on the 70s guns. It is, to my knowledge. I could be wrong, but lever's got a little bit of wear, not bad. This will clean up nice. We'll polish that. See what we can come up with. Trigger screw. Top screw. I've done a couple of these guns, and this part of the stock is quite often broken. This one feels like it might be. We'll need to find a trigger spring, it looks like. Here's our trigger, by the way. And the trigger is in good shape. You can actually see some of the old booling on it. A little different than this side of the barrel. I think it was set down in the moisture on this side, on the ground or cement, what have you. I don't know where this hardware came from. Somebody's junk drawer. But we'll replace that in the end. All right. Oh, look what we got here. I don't know if you can see that in there. Probably not, but there is. Good deal. There's our trigger spring. Stuck inside the stop. A little bent, but we could finagle that to work. It's supposed to sit right, kind of screw in there. Oh, yeah, we are broke on the top. The last 102 I did like this, I went to the Daisy website and I bought a buck stock I'll show it to you right here. This is the other 102 I just built. This is a Daisy buck stock. I got it off the Daisy website. Cost me $4, and I just did a couple of quick modifications to get it to fit this, and it slid in pretty nice. And I may end up doing the same with this one. But yeah, this will essentially be the same gun. It's got the Daisy Heddon roll stamp on there, 102, and I did a fire blue on this one. This shoots about 240 feet per second. Plan on putting a bigger air tube in there, but we'll wait till grandson's mastered the lower velocity to start with. Okay, I think we're ready to pull the assembly out of here. Let me grab my tool and I'll be right back. All right, we're going to change positions just a little bit. Get my trusty two-prong tool. Pull the bottle cap out of here. One nice thing about this gun, the fact that it had a bottle cap in it, these are hard to come by in the shorter version. The other gun I built did not have the bottle cap. I take that back. It did have one, but it had a problem where the plunger had worn away the material and it was allowing 2 BBs in there, so it consistently jammed up. I ended up using a model 25 shot tube like this one, only I cut 3 inches off of this end and made it into a shorty version, and it does pretty well. Okay, let's see if we can do this without maiming ourselves. Normally I would throw this in a vise. I'm going to get it set up, and I'll do this in a standing position just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. We're going to get the trick is to take the tongs, get them spread apart just so you can get across the back of the plunger assembly. I'm going to try this in a standing position. There we go. I like to put a rag over the top of this in case my hand slips, because I've been brutalized a couple of times. So we're going to push down on this plunger if we can gain purchase on our spring. And then pull out the spring stop here. There we go. Spring stop is out. Oh, it's crusty. We have, oh, there we go. Yeah, sure enough, there is our abutment seal right on the plunger. Plunger actually doesn't look bad. Got a felt wiper. Not bad. That'll clean up okay. We'll throw a new abutment seal in there. When I won the gun, I immediately went on to eBay and ordered a seal set from our friend Mark at Cobalt 327. Should be a seal set, spring, and an air tube. We're going to replace all of this old gear. Got the rolled tube. So I'm going to clean some of this up. Maybe I'll take you along with that. Otherwise, this is where we're at so far on the Daisy 102. Sorry if the view is out at all, but that's where we're at for now. We'll be right back. All right, we're back to the bench the next day. give you a quick update on where we're at. Remove the paint off of our lever. Just use the wire wheel, some sandpaper, steel wool. Disassembled our plunger and degreased the degunked wire wheel back, cleaned it up. Took the receiver to the wire wheel and cleaned up pretty good on the driver's side. Drinker side's got some more pitting on it, but we're going to try, see how it goes when we blew it. I've gone through several flavors of sandpaper and steel wool to smooth it out without trying to take it too thin. I did hit it a little heavy, I think, on the wire wheel here. I might try to work on that just a little bit before I blew it. We did brush out the bore. Wasn't too bad actually, but we brushed and cleaned the bore, flushed that out with brake fluid, and then we'll rub it down with acetone before we put the torch to it. Also, at the same time, I did the end of the shot tube, the rear sight, spring block, or not spring block, spring stop, and the trigger. We've got a new set of hardware. I picked this up from Daisy. We can use everything except that rear stock screw. That's a little too long. So we're going to use the original one. I wheeled that off and took the schmutz out of the inside of the threads. We've got our new spring and our new set of seals. And I think that's about it. So we will take these items out, put the torch to them, see how they come back, and we'll have an update very shortly. All right, we are back from the barn where we have finished the fire blue on the DZ102 receiver. Turned out different than a couple other guns I've done in the past. I'll say this hobby is new to me, but this one's much lighter, almost like a pair of acid wash jeans compared to the other guns I've done. And I don't know if that's something I did in the process, if the material on this receiver is a little bit different. You can see some of the spots on the backside where the rust was prevalent, but I don't know. I'm not an expert on this. Anything that I have learned, I've picked up from Shane at Restomod Daisy. He's really going to be the better source of information. Don't go to me for that. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and put this together. I've already done the air tube, and I was going to say the air tube assembly here, the plunger assembly. If you're looking to learn how to do this, go to Shane Bruce on the Restomod Daisy. You can watch me, but he's the expert, and I can't take credit for all the things that he's taught me in the short amount of time I've been messing with BB guns. And with that being said, I'm probably not doing some of this correctly, but I'm having fun, and I can't help, and I can't stop. So let's go ahead and put this thing together and see if we can't get it to foot out a couple of BBs. I'm just going to change your angle here a little bit because I'm going to do this standing up just to facilitate getting it done. This is a small gun, shouldn't require the vise, although I could be mistaken. So we're just going to try, I should say, I'm starting here with the abutment seal right on the plunger assembly. I'm going to use this to assist putting it in. I know some guys will put it in it, use a tool to put it in first and maybe some adhesive or stake it. I'm just going to go ahead and send it home. I've already put a little non-detergent 30 weight on the wiper, and we're going to see if we can't get this thing settled in. And with the abutment washer being so big, we should not need a guide to drive this home. I'm just going to kind of get it started there. I've got a little push stick. See if we can. There we go. All right, feels like it's sealed, or seated, I should say. Now let's see if we can get that spring stop in without losing any limbs. Where did I put that? Good heavens. Stand by. All right, spring stop has been located. Let's try this again. And for the sake of the viewership, I'm going to forego the safety rag. I'm just going to go ahead and try to I'll be darned, we got her. Okay, let's see if we can't finish this off quick. All right, let's put a lever on. Well, let's do it with a trigger. We have new hardware from Daisy. This was a couple of bucks. The gun had one of the original screws. But frankly, I think the Phillips are easier to work with. Less chance you're gonna dig into the receiver. Especially on when I first put it together, because it always seems like you're taking it apart and putting it back together multiple times. Same thing goes with the nuts on the backside. I never put the nuts on until I make sure everything's operating the way it should. All right, so we all right, we have spring action. Taking the liberty of putting the trigger spring into our substitute stock here. This was off of that old Daisy 103. And we're going to reuse that old screw off the top, I think. This new one should work. Nope. Yeah, maybe. No, we're going to have to find that original. Oh, here's our original top screw. I think that small one must be for a fore end. All right, there it is. Let's put the shot tube in. And I'm going to drop in a couple of drops of oil. Should we do a couple of BBs? Let's see what happens. Let's see if I can stand by. Let's see, I might move you just a little bit. I got a little target just off to the south here, and let's see if this fires. Not bad. Well, before I say not bad, let's see how many feet per second we're getting. I'm going to put her through 198. A little bit low. Sometimes it'll start to warm up after a few shots. 198 again. But anyways, we'll continue to play around with this a little bit. I've got a short number 25 shot tube we'll try to put in there, see if we can't pick up a little speed. And like I said, this is a stock spring, stock air tube. There's no high velocity going on here. And these guns are for my grandsons. They are 10 and 11 years old, and guns are new to them, so these would be good starters. So with that being said, I think we'll put the nuts on this and we'll call this a closed case. This gun is finished, ready for adventures in the wild. Any questions, criticisms, suggestions, please feel free to let me know. And I can, like, this hobby is new to me and I'm trying to have fun with it, but I can always use guidance. And again, Shane Bruce, my hat off to you at Resto Mod Daisy. Thanks for your help. Mark at Cobalt 327. Nibs at Walnut and Steel, the one who taught me and the rest of the world how to take 3 inches off of a shot tube, off of a Model 25 shot tube. Great tip, great video. Check those guys out. And that's it for me on this one. Thanks for watching and good luck.